Safia Nolin, welcome to Q. Nice to see you.
Well, thank you for having me again.
We didn't do it off the top. So tell me what that song was about.
So it's a song about hating yourself and your image and your body.
Oh, it's upbeat.
I know.
But I'm just in case people didn't get the translation. You sing, "I apologize for my body. I know it's the ugliest. Our bodies rocked with all my missteps." Tell me about when you wrote those.
It seems like so much like darker in English. Wow. So yeah, I wrote that like 3 years ago about a relationship I had, which was like a friendship, but I wanted to be more than a friendship, and it was hard to face the fact that I did not fit the standards, the beauty standards and the body standards that would maybe help.
Yeah.
For me to get from friend to lover.
Is that something you had to deal with your whole life? Like, were you bullied as a kid, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot. I was the queen of being bullied.
Is that so?
No, but I was like for example, when student cut like my hair in my like the back of my head.
Yeah. I
was that kid. I got bullied so hard that they even cut my hair.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
So when did music enter this whole situation?
I was maybe 16, 17. I just had dropped out of high school, and my brother is kind of the kind of dude you call when you want something. He has like connections, so I was like, hey, I want a guitar. So he found like a really broken old piece of I was about to swear.
Piece of what? Piece
of guitar.
Yeah. If you want to, you could do like the swears in French.
Oh yeah. So a piece of caca.
There you go.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's funny. So he gave you an old piece of garbage guitar.
Yeah.
And what was the first thing you learned how to play on it?
I think maybe you know the song from Juno. You're a part-time lover on a boat, which is like a 2 chords.
The Moldy Peaches, right? I don't think that I would love with anybody else. What's the chorus?
You. I don't remember.
I don't think I would something anybody else but you. Okay, right. Yeah, right.
So that song, and then maybe some Jonas Brothers song after.
I thought it was going to be cooler than that, to be honest with you.
No, sorry.
I thought it was going to be like I learned how to play In Bloom by Nirvana.
No.
I learned how to play BJ Harvey. Like
maybe Wish You Were Here.
Don't do.
Yeah, but that was hard at that time. I was like, whoa, no. And then I switched to Miley Cyrus.
Mine was Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan. Oh. Because it's 2 chords.
Oh.
Yeah.
2 chords.
Absolutely. So, and you were playing backwards too, right?
Yeah. So I learned the neck backwards.
Are you left-handed?
No. I just figured, I don't know why, that the first fret was at like the highest point of the neck.
Right.
Yes, I was playing like everything was super high and sounded like horrible. So. But
did it feel good to play it? Like, did it feel like something? If you were getting bullied at school, if you were having a hard time, you dropped out. Mm-hmm. Did music give you something?
Yeah. Something to do. Because I had a lot of free time. I was just like smoking weed and playing GTA and watching like Fresh Prince. Mm-hmm. And playing music was certainly giving me a reason to wake up. And I know it was for learning songs about like love. And I really like Taylor Swift.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love, she wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts, she's cheer captain and I'm on the bleachers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you learn so that inspired you, Taylor Swift?
Yeah. I don't know why. Because we're not really similar. Like, I'm not from the States, I'm not blonde, I'm not, I think she grew up on a Christmas tree plant, or how does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
And I know, so we don't have similar backgrounds, but I felt like I also want to write songs, and I also want to be the new thing. And I feel like maybe when I was younger, I was naive and I wanted another life. So maybe like a Disney Channel kind of life.
I guess, and I get it. I mean, I don't think I definitely relate to artists that I don't look like or I don't come from the same background as. That's what music can do, you know, and I think that's what your music does for a lot of people too. But we're going to get into that. If you're just tuning in, I'm speaking to Safia Nolin. Her new album is called Dans le Noir. So I'm trying to figure this out. So in around 2012, you put this song Igloo on YouTube, and it kind of goes crazy, right?
Kind of. It was more on Bandcamp, but I uploaded like a really weird video of me playing that song in my bathroom, and then I went to a Grammy, which is like a music festival, and I kind of it's a competition, but I didn't win. They gave me like $1,000 though, so I was kind of happy and bought a new guitar with it because I didn't have anything to play. Yeah.
How were you feeling when you put that song up? Like, where were you in your life?
I was miserable, so I felt like amazing.
Yeah.
I felt like I had nothing. I was older. I was maybe 19, and I was starting to realize that I had absolutely no future, no education, no friends, and no money. So I felt like really, really in a bad place. I was kind of stuck, and music kind of went like, it's kind of cheesy, but it's like a fairy tale kind of thing that it appeared and then it started working and I met people and it became my life and yeah.
It's not cheesy. I think I think things are only cheesy because they're so true sometimes, you know?
Oh, wow.
You know, I think Kerouac said that. He said that every cliche is a truism and every truism is a cliche.
That's nice.
These things are real in our lives. So when did you start realizing that this was starting to get big for you, that these songs were people were starting to listen to them?
Well, I had an offer from a label, and I was like, I remember working in a convenience store, and I was closing the convenience store, and I dropped like a huge bottle of like, I think it was champagne, but like a cheap version of champagne, like
right.
apples something. And I was like cleaning it up, and I was kind of like crying a bit, and I was like, my life is horrible.
And then you get that call.
Yeah, I had that Facebook message actually.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay. And then I met with the dudes from the label in Montreal, which is like, to me at that point was like, whoa, Montreal.
Where you were in Quebec City?
Yeah.
Right.
And it was nice. And then I signed with them. And then suddenly we were like talking about making music, but for real. Not just, one day maybe I'll have another gig, but I was like, you're gonna play in like 2 months, it's gonna be your first gig, and then we're gonna put you, you're gonna be supporting those artists, and you're gonna get in the van with them, and then blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean, how did that feel when you went from mopping up bad quality champagne in a convenience store to standing on stage with like a couple of thousand people?
It was amazing.
Have you had that moment yet of wow?
Well, it's not on stage. It's more like, for say today, or when I go to France, or when I don't have any example, but sometimes I'm like, wow, my life is weird. And when I think about my life being weird, I'm like, wow, my life is awesome. Awesomely weird.
It is. I think all of our lives are awesomely weird. You said in the past, when you look at that old video, that Igloo video, you said this to Saroja, our producer. You said that you see a person who isn't comfortable with being a lesbian.
Yeah.
That's the case, right?
I didn't want to be a lesbian. I kind of wanted to be, and I don't like saying that, but like normal. Right. And yeah.
So I couldn't help but notice on the new album you have a song called Lesbian Breakup Song. Could we just play a little bit of it?
Quand j'aurai tourné toutes les pages, quand j'aurai touché d'autres femmes, on pourra peut-être se retrouver.
So that's a duet with La Force, or Ariel Engel from Broken Social Scene. Safia Nolin. So that song is interesting because you said like you were uncomfortable with that part of your journey.
Yeah.
And now there's this song. Do you see this song as part of your journey of you being more comfortable with yourself?
Yeah, because it's not it's recent for me to be more out and proud. Because it's kind of hard, but now I really am proud. I'm pretty wow. I'm pretty proud of being a lesbian, and I felt like there's not enough lesbian songs. So I was like, I want to write it. And it was amazing for me. I'm really happy to share it with people now. But for me, it did a lot of great things inside of my heart.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, the way I first heard about you was sort of an unfortunate way
Oh.
of hearing about you. I heard about you at the Adisc Gala because I had just started doing this show, and we got the news of the big news from Quebec, and we talked a little bit about it. I want to talk about it a little bit. So for people listening to this in English Canada, the Adisc are the big music awards in Quebec. They're the Junos or the Grammys. It was already a huge accomplishment that you won an award, but that really wasn't what people were talking about.
No.
What were they talking about?
They were talking about the fact that I was wearing a pair of jeans and a Jerry Boulet t-shirt. And Jerry Boulet is kind of like an icon in Quebec. I really liked him. I like him today too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not like his face and his name and his music is kind of like related to a really weird event in my life now. So it was kind of like an homage for me to wear that shirt. And the last thing I thought that would happen would be that huge backlash of people saying that was like dirty and a horrible person and disgusting and I shouldn't wear that and where's my dress and blah, blah, blah.
So when did you see these comments about where's your dress? How come
right away. I was on my phone at the gala, and as soon as the award show started, I saw like things on my Facebook because I was at the red carpet and I was like, what? Oh, okay. And then right after, maybe like an hour after that, I went to sleep, and just as everybody does that, I was looking at my phone, and I was like, wow, okay, so like most of the messages are bad and aggressive and insulting and horrible, and some of them are really nice, but the majority of them are like bad hate mails.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you talking about it, but the three columnists who attacked you in the paper were women. You in response, you wrote an open letter to Lise Ravary, Sophie de Rocher, and Denise Bombardier, who are huge names in Quebec. You decided to say something back to them. What did you say?
I just wanted to say that it was not okay to say that, and that to me it was clear that it was bullying, and that there's many reasons why they did that, but I felt like they were how do you say dérangés in English? I don't remember, but
they were deranged. They were mad. They were angry.
Mad. They were angry at me for being.
They were disturbed.
Disturbed by what I did, because I feel like being a woman is hard for every generation, but mine is more open, more free, and I felt like they hated what I did because they couldn't bring themselves to do it. Maybe it's not the best way to see it, but I was like, they must be mad because they can't.
Yeah. Did you hear back from any of them?
No. One of them, Liz, she apologized.
Did she?
Openly, like publicly, maybe a month ago.
How'd that make you feel?
Amazing. And surprisingly, I was like surprised by myself because I felt like I had zero respect for that woman, and I went from being zero to a lot because I was like, it's kind of hard to do that kind of thing. You have to be humble, and you have to be. I was like impressed.
I bet. Thanks for talking about that. It's been really an amazing couple of years for you ever since you spilled that bad champagne on the floor of the convenience store. Just a year ago, you toured with Jeremy Dutcher and Lido Pimienta and July Talk and Weaves and Feist, and you won a SOCAN Breakthrough Award and the Felix for Female Artist of the Year. So how are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm anxious because I have a lot of anxiety, but I'm really good.
Me too. I have that too.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
We're basically the same person.
You know, you and I should start a band. Yeah. But how do you manage your anxiety?
I don't.
No.
No, I have. Well, I don't drink.
Yeah.
I've been alcohol free for 3 years. I try to eat well and healthy. I try to sleep at good hours, and I also play with my Switch. I have a Nintendo Switch. It helps a lot.
I love that. I have Mario. I play Mario Party now. It just came out.
Oh my! I know. We should have like each other on, because Mario Party is really great.
The new one is so good.
Have you tried the board, like the
rowing?
Yeah, rowing thing. Oh my
I love
god!
that. And I love the. Have you played the game where you have to fry the steak yet?
Yeah, it's
Isn't that
really
fun?
hard though.
I really like it.
I really like it, but when you lose the cube, you have to start over.
But are you like me, is that I can be anxious and I can be panicked and I can have a really hard time, but when I actually sit down here, I feel better.
Yeah.
And when I go out on stage, I feel better. Is it like that for you?
Yeah. I don't feel anxious about like playing with a lot, like in front of people. I was kind of nervous. It's not the same thing, but I'm anxious when everything is going well. I feel like I'm doomed and something horrible is gonna happen. So I check myself. I'm like, am I dying? And I feel like my life is so amazing that I could be the person that will die in a plane crash. You know?
I sometimes go, I've had the best day. I have a really great day at work and I go, I had such a good day, I bet I'm going to get hit by a car.
Yeah. No. I totally get it.
You know what I mean? Like, today was it's Catholic of me, but like, today was so good, there has to be some comeuppance or something like that. You know?
I feel the same way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're getting through it. Mm-hmm. Here's a question. I don't know if you know the answer to it.
Okay.
3 plus, no.
Okay, oh my God. I don't.
Here's a question I don't know if you're going to know the answer to. Why do you think people like me, whose French isn't great, people who maybe don't have any French at all, still love your music?
I don't know. I don't know. I know it's cheesy, but I love to see music as a language of its own.
We've already established there's no cheesiness.
Okay. If there's no cheesiness, I can say it freely. I feel like language is a barrier that should be destroyed.
And do you think music is a part of that?
Yeah, I feel like francophone is a genre in a category on iTunes. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what? Even in stores in Quebec, you have like pop, punk, classical French. What? Like, we don't do the same music over and over again. Yeah.
I never thought about that before. You're right.
I know.
But I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is about your music that has people who don't dip into the French category of iTunes too often listening to it.
I don't pronounce very well, so I feel it's not super hard to. I don't know. Maybe I'm really sad. Also, I feel like sadness is universal.
I didn't want to say that, but I think that might be what it is.
Yeah.
I may not. I mean, I may not understand everything you're saying, but I really feel it.
You feel the sadness.
Yeah, I just feel it. I feel whether it's the sadness or the happiness or the triumphantness. I feel that.
Cool. I'm really happy you're saying that.
I'm really happy to meet you.
I'm happy to meet you too.